What's going on, guys? Zuco back with another video. Hope you're all doing really well. I did my vault video today, but I wanted to do another one on Resto Druid because this thing is absolutely insane. And if you've been watching my streams over the past couple days, I was doing some Holy Paladin stuff. I was trying Holy Paladin, like giving it a really good try, and I was just so like frustrated and disappointed, especially with its damage. Its damage just seems sort of criminally low. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to jump on the Resto Druid for fun and see what happens. And like, oh my god, they have completely changed this spec from what it used to be. And I knew that there were changes, but especially with the Grove Guardian stuff that's come in the last month or so, couple months maybe, it has like dramatically changed how Resto Druid functions. And then the new tier set bonus that doubles down on the Grove Guardians and what they're capable of doing. I don't even have the 4 set yet, but the performance on this thing is incredible. It's actually incredible. The footage I'm going to show you in a second is me at 440 item level. Okay, 440 item level. I'm not 445, I'm 440. I got a couple of items from some wonderful people that I was running dungeons with. And I'm still rocking pieces like a 428 shoulder. There's some really bad pieces in here still. 424 legs. And the numbers that you're getting, like I'm doing 28k overall just from like Moonfire, Swarm, Sunfire, Rip, Rake. I do have an Iridol's, which I'm not wearing now because I got a really good heroic upgrade. So we'll see if I end up changing that. But the point is, like, the ability for this spec now to handle burst damage is so much higher than it used to be in my experience of Resto Druid. And like, which is a reason why I shied away from this spec for so long, because it couldn't handle big bursts of damage that are coming in. But like, that's just not true anymore. The way that they have tweaked Resto Druid has completely changed it to being a spec that, in my opinion, has some incredible tools that help it handle burst damage. Let's go to 105.30 for a second. Never a chance they were going to get invited. You know what I mean? Like, 105.30, 105.30. There we go. So there's so many moments in these dungeons where really I'm in over my head. I'm doing an 18 at 440 item level. That's pretty rough. I have some really good people with me that are kind of carrying me on the damage side of things, but we still have bursting. This is from last week when bursting was happening, which was a really rough time to get into a brand new healer, but it can handle it, man. It handles it really well. There's 4 stacks right there. I dispelled myself and pressed renewal, and then I'm triaging, and we get up to 7 stacks, and I just pump all the Grove Guardians, and it keeps Rich alive, even at 8 stacks. He doesn't even pop his Cauterize.
Oh, shit.
It's actually crazy, like, that it was able to handle that. It was really, really cool. Let's watch it. Look at this. 3, 4. He's at 8. And it just, you can see the... If I had more item level, it wouldn't even have mattered. If I was 486 or something, like, it would have been a breeze to heal. I think it would have been so easy. I'm not saying that like it would have been easy because I'm amazing at the spec. I'm just saying like Resto Druid is so strong now with the current build that people are running. And I just can't get over how fun it is. And its ability to respond quickly to incoming damage. This is not just an old school HOTS healer anymore where, you know, you're just healing over time and that's really all you've got. You've got amazing tools like 3 stacks of the Treants, which as soon as they spawn, they cast Swiftmen and Wild Growth. Then you have Convoke. And Convoke is like hit or miss. You might not run Convoke, but you can use it as a tool. I have a 1-minute Convoke here, and it often will cast 2 to 3 Swiftmens, and those Swiftmens will give you a Soul of the Forest proc, which is insane. The value on that is like alone is really, really huge. And then there's a couple of other supporting talents that are just really awesome to look at. Let's look at them really quickly. The value of some of these talents, like Harmonious Blooming, cannot be overstated. Life Bloom counts for 3 stacks of mastery, so I don't have a lot of mastery yet. I only have 10%. But as soon as I Life Bloom somebody, I have 30% more healing on that person. Then if I F-Flow, that's 40%, because I've got Spring Blossoms, right? Or does it count as 2? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. The point is I have 40 or 50% more healing. When my Life Blooms bloom inside of the F-Flow, they proc Verdancy. I've got free clear casts like all the time. And my mastery, without even having to invest very much in mastery at all, we're getting so many stacks of mastery just from having Life Bloom F-Flow is at least 4 stacks. So that's insane. Life Bloom F-Flow plus 1 regrowth is 50% more healing for me. 50%. Every like regrowth that I throw in is hitting for a gargantuan amount. It's really crazy. You can put down a Cenarian Ward. Instead of it doing 100k healing, it's going to do like 200k healing or something. Right? It's going to do way, or 150k, sorry. And then your trees, of course, when you summon them, they're nourishing. And because you have the extra stacks of your mastery from your Life Bloom target, when they cast Nourish, Nourish hits 300% harder because of your mastery. It gets 300% more bonus from your mastery harmony, right? So it's all like working together to provide really, really big moments of healing that allow you to really kind of cheese. I'm not necessarily cheese, but just to be able to get through damage that you otherwise would not normally be able to get through. At least historically speaking, from having played Resto Druid. That's not another good one there. Oh, that's his final boss. This is the final boss. Let's go to these stairs. Just coming up here.
Are you kidding me?
End up dying there. We kill this boss. Like,
no,
just the amount of healing that you can pump out really, really quickly is what I'm trying to focus on in this video. And of course, I'm running the build where you run 2 Life Blooms. So you have Life Bloom on the tank and Life Bloom on yourself, or you have Life Bloom on yourself and Life Bloom on a really, like, somebody who's going to take a lot of damage. Remember, they're blooming inside of F-Flow. I didn't realize how important F-Flow was until I started reading my talents, and I was like, oh, man, I have to be standing inside my F-Flow to get the extra stack of mastery and the verdancy procs. So important. But I just felt like I was always able to handle basically every situation that was coming out in front of me. And in this key right here, I'm doing a 21 Black Rook hold. Rich just threw the key in. He didn't even realize that he had done it. I didn't realize it was a 21. But I'm 440 item level healing a plus 21. And it did not feel that hard. I'm not even kidding. It felt fine. And yes, the DPS guys are pumping. I will absolutely concede that point. I understand. The DPS guys are doing a really, really great job. So don't get me wrong there. The fights are going faster because they're doing so much damage. I agree with that. But just my ability to handle difficult moments of triage, I think that is what I'm so impressed by. Here's a moment right here where I did a bunch of damage at the beginning. Again, the damage, look, I'm doing 60k DPS somehow. I've just like Sunfired. I did like a Convoke with Sunfire out and Moonfire, and it's like good enough somehow. Like, it's crazy. These guys start dying, and we get really, really close to dying here. This is another really tough moment with Bursting, which is why I really wanted to try it last week, because Bursting was happening, and it's like way more difficult on healers, right? You have to heal a lot more. So I'm doing damage right now. I took the Boomkin affinity. I wasn't running the Kitty stuff. I just wanted to try Boomkin out. I think Kitty is definitely better. But anyway, here comes the Bursting. We're at 2 stacks. It extends to 3 and then 4. And we're countering it right here. Boom, there's 5. And I Dispel Rich. Remember, you can always Dispel somebody. Sleep's about to die. And then, but we handled it. Like, just difficult moments like that you're able to heal. Burst damage that's coming out. This is, and then I get trolled here. Watch this. Here's the circle where the guy's going to jump with Raven's Dive. There's a circle. There's a circle. See, it was going to end. It's ending like right here. And then I die. I had a great reaction there.
Are you kidding me? I stepped out of that.
Just a great reaction. I thought for sure I stepped out of it. Clearly I did not. But
For the love rocket again?
then I run all the way back, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
How's that sound?
I get killed by Raven's Dive once, no big deal. You know, it's not gonna happen again, right? And then I run back into it again. I just ran right back into it. So you still can't, you know, even if you're healing really, really well as a Resto Druid, you can't save yourself from being stupid. That's for sure.
21.
No amount of healing is going to do that. I just realized it's a plus 21 key, and we're doing the final boss on Black Rook Hold.
I'm going to die.
I make this prediction that I'm about to die to the Shadow Bolt mechanic.
There it is. I died.
And I die. 518,000. That's more health than I had. So then I get battle res.
Told you.
And I'm like, okay, now I'm panicking.
Oh my god.
I have a defensive up, so I don't die.
Oh, I lived. Only because I I have my defensive rolling. Please get through this phase.
Now I have Iron Bark left, which I want to use on somebody else, but I feel like I'm going to die, so I use it on myself because I'm like, if I get hit again, I'm going to die.
Myself until we get through this phase.
And then I get hit again by Shadow Bolt, and I would have died.
Yep, I would have died. I would have died again. Holy crap, dude.
And then I don't have a defensive for the next part.
I can't believe I called it. I was like, I'm going to die.
This is good.
Right away. I'm going to die right here. I don't have a defensive. I have to bear, right?
So I'm like getting it ready in my mind.
We get some shields.
I'm doing the math, right?
Sorry.
We're doing the trigonometry.
I have to go
We're
bear.
figuring out how we're going to live through this AoE Shadow Bolt. It's all set up.
Didn't matter.
And I died.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter at all. I got absolutely wrecked.
Can't wait.
So besides silly one-shots that you can't avoid because you have 489,000 health or something, and you should not be in these keys. I have 545,000 now. Besides that, this thing is actually really, really crazy. I think comparing it to Holy Paladin, which I just did a video about a little while ago, the damage is so much easier to do. It has so much more passive damage. Sunfire, Moonfire, Adaptive Swarm. I'm going to go back and start doing Kitty dot stuff. I did a lot of keys with Kitty. I just wanted to try Boomkin out. I think it could be kind of good as well. But the point is the passive damage compared to just like Consecration from a Paladin, it's way better on Resto Druid. And the healing is very, very surprising. I'm running a build that focuses a lot on regrowth. You get those nourishes. I don't even have the 4 set yet, which is going to drastically increase the amount of nourishes that I'm going to be getting because I'm going to get the clear casting. You double up on your life bloom, and it gives you so many free casts of regrowth because you also have Tranquil Mind, which increases the chance of proccing Omen of Clarity. You have 2 life blooms out, and then your life blooms are also proccing healing on everybody if they're standing in your F-Flow because of Verdancy, and then you have swarms going around. I chose to take Verdant Infusion instead of Flourish. I understand Flourish is still a good cooldown. Don't flame me just yet. I know it's good. I just really, really enjoy the playstyle of Verdant Infusion. My point on this is that I've never seen Resto Druid in a place like this where you can handle burst damage coming out with such ease. It is so easy, it felt to me, to constantly have an answer to something that was going on in my party. Somebody's dying, I Iron Bark them, give them Cenarian Ward. Somebody else is dying, I'm going to quickly Nature Swiftness regrowth them, and it literally is like it's like a lay on hands. Somebody else is dying. I've got a couple hots on them. I got Adaptive Swarm. Maybe I also have Cenarian Ward. I have a regrowth, and I have something else on them. And then I'm going to hit them with a Swift Man. It's going to extend all those hots, and it's going to last forever. They're getting blooms from life blooms. Somebody else is dying over here. I'm going to throw a tree, maybe a second tree to really help things out. Somebody else is dying. I have Convoke still, and I might even swap Convoke out for Tree of Life later. Every 3 Swiftmans, I'm getting a Tree of Life for free. Like, it just felt like there was never a moment where I was lacking the tools that I needed to really keep people alive, and at the same time, I was dealing a lot of damage. Just through the regular passive damage that comes out from either going Boomkin or getting a Thrash out with a Sunfire and a Moonfire. That was like more than enough damage. So I'm pretty excited about Resto Druid, and it's something I'm going to continue doing. I feel to me that Holy Paladin is like almost kind of dead. Like I don't know. It was very frustrating to play compared to this. So I'm excited to jump back into it. I'm going to try and do some more videos. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Resto Druid and your experiences on it. Have you been playing it? It's a pretty meta pick right now. And I think now I'm starting to understand why. I'm starting to understand why it's such a meta pick, why people love it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, though. I would love to hear anything from you guys. Let's get a conversation going down there. Thank you so much again for watching. Love you all. I will see you soon with some more Druid videos.